new. Okay, so conjunctions that indicate doubt or uncertainty. And we're remembering that conjunctions link two ideas together. And those ideas are phrases or clauses. So conjunctions link two ideas together, and those ideas appear as phrases or clauses. Okay, we have 5 new ones today. So we have a menos que, con tal de que, en caso de que, para que, and antes de que. A menos que, con tal de que, en caso de que, para que, and antes de que. So a menos que means unless. Like, we'll do this unless this happens. Con tal de que, as long as, or provided that. We'll do this as long as this happens, provided that this happens. En caso de que, in case. We had better do this in case that happens. Para que is so that. We need to do this so that can happen. And antes de que means before. We need to do something before something else happens. So the first idea is always going to be in the indicative because we're pretty sure that that's going to happen. And the second idea is going to be in the subjunctive because we're not totally sure that that second activity is going to happen. Are we good so far? I'm going to do some examples, but are we following so far?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Great. Okay. Okay. So ejemplos. Tomorrow, we'll go to the park. Unless it rains. So we can see vamos in the indicative because we'll do that unless this happens. And we're going to put llover, our O to UE, stem changing verb in the subjunctive. So that would look like llueva. Right? Mañana vamos al parque a menos que llueva. So tomorrow we're going to go to the park unless it rains. Could also kind of switch it around and say this weekend we will go to the beach as long as it's nice out. And our version of hacer in the subjunctive, what would that look like? The yo form's hago. It's an ER verb. I see somebody in the chat, 1 second. Hago's the yo form. So we need the subjunctive form. Haga, right? Okay. And later, luego, I'll go to my friend's house. Well, not really, but in the example. Luego, voy a la casa de mi amiga so that we can spend time together. What do I do with pasar to put that into the subjunctive? Yep,
Pasamos.
perfect. Pasemos. So thank you, Olivia. She was in real quick. Pasemos. Right? So our first activity in our first clause is always going to be in the indicative. And our second activity in our second clause is always going to be in the subjunctive. And this phrase unites the two clauses. So it's kind of like, given this circumstance, something else will happen. This will happen barring this other circumstance. Okay. So one other thing that's important to know has to do with the word que. When we see que, we know that we need the subjunctive. That's pretty much our biggest hint in a sentence is when you see que, you need a subjunctive. But it's also important to note this. Nota. When phrases, specifically conjunctions, don't include que, the verb, the second verb, stays in the infinitive. So you could say, I study to get good grades. I study to get good grades. Without the que, without para que, we just need the verb sacar in the infinitive form. Sorry. So I study to get good grades in order to get good grades. We don't need the que. We don't need to put that into the infinitive. We can also look at we don't eat. Before swimming. Okay, which is different from like you shouldn't eat before you swim, which would have antes de que. Okay, so when there's no que, you just leave the verb in the infinitive form. If there is a que, you put it into the subjunctive form. All right, any questions on this topic? Other than learning those 5 new phrases, I think it's pretty similar to what we've been doing. Okay, so let me just talk a little bit about the rest of the week since it's the last week of the school year. Today you guys have an assignment that'll go up at 3 and be due at 8. It's a Google form. Shouldn't take you very long. On Thursday, we're going to have our last Zoom. It's just going to be a wrap up basically. You should definitely come just to get your credit, your attendance credit. And then on Friday, you're not going to have an assignment to do. I'm going to give you guys the end of the week to work on any missing work or work that needs to be corrected. And anything that is missing or needs to be corrected is due by Sunday night. So tonight you have an assignment. There won't be any other new assignments, and everything that's missing is due Sunday night. Yeah, John, Friday is the last day because there's no exams or anything. So it would have been the last day of classes anyway, and exams would have been next week, but there's no exams, so we're just ending here on Friday. Okay, any questions about anything? No?
No.
Okay. All right, so work on tonight's homework. It's due tonight. And then work on anything you're missing and hand it all in by Sunday. If you need help, I've got plenty of time to help you. Just send me an email. We'll set something up. And I'm going to be working on grading your writing assignments later tonight and tomorrow. If you have to make corrections on those, make sure those are also in by Sunday. And that's a test grade. So you want to make sure that, number one, that you did it, because I'm still missing a lot of them. But number two, that you make corrections so it's the best it can be.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. Adios, guys.